And
it says an error occurred.
Error occurred on Facebook. And we are live though on YouTube and on Facebook. We are live.
Okay, it's working?
Yeah,
all right.
Looks like we're live now.
Hi everybody, we're back again. You're gonna get sick of seeing our faces because all we do now is live streams.
Unfortunately.
Because we're kind of stuck, so we got nothing else to do. But everybody let us know if you can see and hear us. I think you should be able to.
Yeah, everybody should be able to see us right now. Let's see here. Let's give a few moments for people to jump in on this live stream real quick here. We should be live right now. Had a little air go on just a second ago.
Oh, it looks like people are coming in.
All right. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing here tonight? Let's see. Guess we'll just start, and if people don't hear anything else, they'll let us know.
Can somebody let us know if you can hear us? Just so we're not in the dark. I think you should be able to. But oh, there we go.
Hey, there we go.
Back tonight for some more. I see you.
Hey,
yes,
Jen.
we're back.
Hey, Viva.
Viva, hello. Hi, Sally. Hi, Michaela.
All right.
Okay.
Glad to see it's working, guys.
So tonight we have a special guest. We have somebody who is actually, I always say that I always blame her for getting me into the paranormal field. She's the reason that I do what I do. When everybody asks me why I started ghost hunting, I always say my mum had an experience, and my mum is here with us tonight. So I'm going to bring her on right now. There she is.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
That is my mum, Claire. And she is in bed right now, not because she's tired, but because she had surgery. So she has to be in bed for this stream. But you have a ghost story that I always say is too long for me to tell. But I always say that your ghost story, because I've heard it so much, is the reason that I got into ghost hunting.
Yeah, yep.
So what happened to you? Go ahead and just tell that story, because you can tell it better than I can.
Okay, so we're talking. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So we're talking back in 1977, when I was just a young whippersnapper. And I went on vacation with my dad and my mum, your grandma and granddad, auntie and uncle, and my younger brother. So we went to this castle down in Devon. In 77, by the way, we had a lovely summer. The weather was really hot. It was beautiful. And it went on for weeks and weeks and weeks, which is very rare in England because we get a lot of rain. So anyway, we go to, my dad said one day, let's go and visit this castle called Pomeroy Castle down in Devon. So down we went for the day, and we were only like children. And we're walking around, and there is, at the castle, it's ruins, but there is a couple of towers that you can go in. So my dad said, do you want to walk up the tower? So in we went around this winding staircase up to the top, and we all went up. Now at the top, there was nothing there. It's just round, as they called them, the battlements. And the windows, and well, there wasn't windows, there was slits in the side of the tower where hundreds of years ago, the soldiers that were protecting the tower used to fire the arrows through the slits. That's all there was, just a round tower and the stairs leading back down. So once we looked round there, now remember I said it was a very, very hot day. Everybody went down the stairs and I was the last one to go down. And all of a sudden, when they say the hairs stand up on the back of your neck, it's true. Was that Benji?
Yeah, that was Benji.
I went freezing, absolutely freezing cold. And remember, I told you it was a very hot summer. And I turned round and I saw a woman in a white dress, well, a white nightgown, let's say, with very, very long hair, floating just above the floor, about that far, just floating there. Now, there was nobody else there. There was only us up the tower, and there was only one way up and one way down. And nobody be wearing a night dress in the middle of the day. So I went running back down the tower, back to the rest of my family. And I was telling my dad and my mum I'd seen this ghost. I'd seen a ghost. I didn't know anything about the castle. And because they laughed at me and didn't believe me. Well, in the grounds, they had a tea room. So we went in there for a cup of tea, and I was still going on about it. And the woman who was serving the tea said to me, Dad, what's wrong with your daughter? And he said, oh, take no notice of her. She thinks she's seen a ghost. And the woman said, where? So I told her, in that tower over there. And she said, yesterday, somebody else came in, a woman came in, and she fainted because she described exactly the same thing. She said, do you know any history about the place, the castle? And we said, no, not really. Well, my maiden name is Wilshaw. And she gave us a pamphlet, a leaflet on all of what had happened in the tower. And it turned out, hundreds of years ago, there was two, I should say, princesses that lived at the tower with the king as daughters. And one was beautiful and one was not so nice. And they were both in love with the same guy. And the guy's name was Frank de Wilshaw. And my dad's name is Frank Wilshaw, which was strange. Anyway, the nicer girl, sorry, the not so nice looking girl was jealous of the nicer looking girl, and she blocked her up in this tower and starved her to death. Now, when you try and look back at the history of Pomeroy Castle, you can find some history of the sisters, but not really names. And there's supposed to be a few ghosts that walk around there. It's very haunted. They have I think the lady in white, who I think I saw. Then I think there's a lady in blue or something like that. But at the time, I was only a child, and I know what I saw. Now, the story goes on from there, because this was on the Friday, on the Thursday, and on the Friday, my dad said to me, let's go home early to miss all the traffic on the motorway. So we go home and we go to see my auntie. And it did say in this pamphlet, if anybody sees this ghost, somebody you know will die, who was close to you will die in the next 48 hours. And that night when we got back, we went to see another auntie of mine. And then we get a phone call the next morning. She died that night, and there was nothing wrong with her. Then 5 years later, to the date, I was looking at, there is a newspaper called News of the World. And I was reading it. By now I'm like a teenager. And there was an article exactly 5 years to the day of when my auntie died, of this castle where a guy that was into the paranormal tried to
wait.
I'm sorry.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Wait, carry on. Okay.
A guy that was into the paranormal had tried to take his dog. He was doing a ghost hunt. He got a black Labrador into the castle, into the tower where I've been, and they say animals sense something wrong, and this dog would go nowhere near it. Now, I've told this story many times over the years, and people don't believe me, but I know what I saw. And even my dad and my mum, they could not deny what the woman said to them, and all the information, the same names and everything. It was all very weird.
Yeah. You know what's funny is when you got to the dog park, Benji started barking.
Yeah. And
a creeper.
When I was a child as well, one of my favorites, especially on my dad's side, one of my favorite pastimes was to go to my grandmother's house, and instead of watching TV or playing games, they used to tell us ghost stories and scare us little girls to death. Well, the children. And we used to love it. It used to be our favorite pastime. Now, as you know, I've always liked horror films, ghost stories. Maybe I was a bad mum because I used to watch them when you and Asia were there, but that's where you've got it from.
I mean,
yeah, there is something there. And I also, over the years, have played on, not for many years, but I have in my teen years and in my 20s used to play on a lot of Ouija boards. And I had bad experiences on them. So they can be okay, but you can also get bad experiences.
Mm-hmm. I know that a lot of people who watch these videos, they don't like Ouija boards, to stay away from them.
Yeah.
And because you were not too happy when I said that I was getting a Ouija board.
No, I wasn't happy at all.
No.
Because
I don't have it anymore.
I remember doing one once. And we were doing it actually at a friend's house who got a glass coffee table top. And you're not supposed to just leave the glass. You're supposed to say goodnight and get rid of this, whatever you're talking to, properly. And it did say, which none of us thought about, we asked who it was, and it said, spelt out the word Beelzebub.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know what Beelzebub means.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming the watchers know what it means, and that scared us, but we couldn't get rid of it because every time we tried to say goodnight, it kept going to no. So we ended up taking the coffee table off the legs because it was on suckers and carrying the whole thing in the garden and letting it out there because they do say these things can follow you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We got a lot of comments coming in. Let me read some other comments really quick. Viva says, I could listen to your mother talk all day.
Thank you.
Hello to everybody who has come into the chat. Hello, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Hello from Ireland. You look very like your mum, India. I don't think I look like you. I think I look more like Dad.
Well, I'm a lot more grayer than you are.
I mean, yeah, but I still think I look like Dad more than I look like you. Sally says, your fascination to learn all you could. I agree because I believe that's what sparks most people's interest. And You're not the only family member who's had ghost experiences.
No. I don't know if you told the story about your Uncle Jared.
No, not on this channel, I haven't.
Okay, so here's another story. My dad's sister, just after the war, which didn't go down well, of course. Anyway, she married a German guy, and they were, I think it was in Poland. They were on duty, him and another guy, and about 3 o'clock in the morning in the fields, they are on guard. They're not supposed to leave their post because they could get shot. They see this mist come rolling in, and these men come in on horseback, and they're terrified, and they left the post, and they said these men on horseback were wearing, they could see uniforms from like 1700 and something. So after the war, my Uncle Jared made it his business to check out, do some research. And he went to the libraries, he did different things, he did a lot of research and found a book with all this information in. There was a picture of the battle that took place where they were in Poland. And you could see there was pictures of it of the men wearing the same uniforms. So, yeah. So I've grown up with a lot of ghost stories.
And Auntie Owen had a ghost story, didn't she?
Yes, that one was in
Llandudno.
Llandudno, a hotel in Llandudno, yes. Did they know that one?
No, I've never told that one.
Yeah, well, she went again with my parents. Just the four of them went, auntie and uncle and my mum and dad. And they were staying in a hotel in Llandudno. Llandudno, for anybody who doesn't know, is a seaside place in England. No, Wales. But anyway, they're in this hotel, and she wakes up in the middle of the night, and her husband had this bad habit of going pee all night long. So she woke up and saw what she thought was her husband standing in the corner of the room, and she said to him, "Oh, no, not again." But this guy never said anything to her. And when she turned over, her husband was asleep next to her in the bed. And I said, "Was you okay?" She said, "No, I wasn't scared or anything." She said, "I just went back to sleep." So the next day she mentioned it down at breakfast. And the people who run the hotel said, "Yes, what room did you stay in?" And they said, say room 62. and they said, "Oh yes, you saw the ghost that haunts there."
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's like everybody in the family's seen a ghost apart from me, and I'm the one looking for him.
I know my mom's had some experiences. If I would have thought about it, I would have asked her if she wanted to jump on here and tell some spooky stories that she's had. I know her dad grew up in a haunted house, and I know they had their cabinets and their drawers open in one of the bedrooms before. They've told me some really creepy stories, and she's played with the Ouija board too when she was a kid. And she claims that somebody has levitated, and that when they played with the Ouija board before. She knows more detail than I do about the story, though. But yeah.
Yeah, Ouija boards, you have to be very, very careful with them.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a supernatural one, didn't you? The program Supernatural.
Yeah, but mine wasn't a complete Ouija board because it didn't have a Z on it.
Well, I used to make one. And the easy make were just pieces of paper. You just do the letters of the alphabet, yes and no, and a glass, and that's all you need. You can actually make your own.
Mm-hmm.
And a smooth surface to do it on.
Allison says, hello from Darlington, South Carolina. Hello, Allison. And Jen
Hi.
wants to know, is there any ghost hunting tonight? Not tonight.
We don't have anything set up tonight, but
No.
maybe sometime this week we can do another ghost hunt in the house. We did actually, funny enough, we were sitting here probably like 20 minutes before we started this live stream and actually heard a few noises out in the kitchen. They were actually really loud. So I don't know what, I actually had to go out there and go check in the kitchen and see what happened, but I didn't see anything out of place or had fallen or anything like that.
That was my granddoggy, Benji.
No, he was in
It wasn't
here.
him.
He was on the floor over here.
So like what is your opinion on me doing this stuff? Like, did you think when you had a baby that she was gonna grow up to be a ghost hunter?
No. Definitely didn't, no. But I don't mind you doing it. I mean, you and Connor, you absolutely, as you know, Connor's been doing this a long, long time. But it's whatever floats your boat. I mean, if that's what you like to do, that's great. But I do worry sometimes when you go to these places and there's just the two of you. I do worry sometimes that, you know, you're going to be safe.
I mean, yeah, that's why we make sure we get permission before we go to places.
Yeah.
We don't just go into these. I think my mom thinks that we just like break into these abandoned asylums and
No,
stuff.
I don't think that. No, I know you don't break in, but you know you do. You don't know who's in there. I always worry in case there's people in there or squatters in there or.
I mean,
a lot of places we go to are locked down. So
the freakiest one for something like that to have happened to us would have been St. Albans, because that place was like a maze. And if we did run into somebody, we would probably have never found our way out, because the stairs change all over the place. There's so many entrances in different areas. So I'm glad we never ran into.
To be fair, somebody could have been squatting in Sweet Springs, because it wasn't like there was like broken windows and it wasn't like it was locked down and it was in the middle of nowhere, but somebody still could have been in there because it was so big.
And no cell phone service until we left that place. An hour after leaving that place, our phones finally started working.
Yeah.
Which is kind of freaky. So if something did happen, that'd be pretty bad there.
I think it's funny that, isn't this true, Mum, that my nickname was Spooky when I was little?
Yes.
But not for the right reason.
We called you Spooky because you kept chucking up.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of calling you Pukey, we called you Spooky.
Yeah, I had an issue with throwing up when I was a baby, and you would call me Pukey at first, and then you said that was mean, so you changed it to Spooky.
So it was called it changed it to Spooky, yes.
But it was kind of a little premonition, I guess.
Yeah, must have been.
When you saw the woman floating, how did she look like physically? Was she like see-through? Did she look pale? Did she look like a normal person?
No, I wouldn't say she was see-through. No, she was.
Push up in the middle?
No, you couldn't see through her. She looked like a full person, a full apparition. But very, very, very pale. So my little dogs just kept coming.
Patrick says,
here she comes. Come here.
Well, first of all, thank you to Patrick for the super chat.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you very much, little Patrick. But Patrick says, oh, wow, India has a sister?
That's actually India's mother.
No.
He's making
Hi,
it.
Patrick.
I know.
I'm India's mommy. Mommy, as you Americans say.
Kate asked if the pillow has moved, pushed up in from the
No,
house.
you moved it earlier.
I moved it earlier?
Yeah, when you were lying there.
Yeah, I did that, Kate.
Becky says you ladies are at least sensitives. I don't know. Do you think you're sensitive?
Well, I mean, I've had experiences in different houses where I've been, on my own, especially in the other house before we moved here, where I can hear footsteps, somebody walking upstairs, or I've felt somebody touch me, and I know I've been in the house on my own, like push me in the shoulder. I think I told you about not so long ago about one in the bathroom. You were actually here then when I was in the bathroom, and it felt like somebody grabbed my nightdress and tugged it. Can you remember that?
Yeah, because we got the spirit box out.
You got the spirit box, and I can't remember what was said now.
It said Gordon.
It did say something. Didn't it say something in the bathroom too?
Yes, yeah, because I thought it was one of the dogs at first, because I turned round, but that happened twice.
Yeah, but just so everybody that's watching, we always called him Uncle. It wasn't really an uncle, just like a close family friend whose name was Gordon, who passed away. And when Mum said, "Oh, somebody's tugging on my nightie," I got the spirit box and went in the bathroom, and I said, "Who's in here?" And a man said, "Gordon," through the spirit box. Didn't it?
But I was a bit worried. Why is Uncle Gordon in the bathroom with me from beyond the grave? Come
here. Let's see.
Thank you, Mr. Bunny. Let's see.
The dog. Yeah, that's the dog on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, also you said about the footsteps upstairs, but also when I was, it was not. You remember in the old house, like the one at River Oaks, we always had the marbles that we were finding everywhere.
Yeah. Now your sister Asia swears blind that I was moving them. I did not touch those marbles.
I think it's the family that's haunted. I don't think it's the houses. Like, because at your house, Bella.
It's Bella.
At your house, there was like I used to hear people like footsteps upstairs, but also we have a computer chair on the landing up there, and it's squeaky. And I used to hear it squeaking as if somebody was sitting in it.
Yeah.
So
I definitely think that. I truly believe there is something.
Yeah. Do you think sometimes it's Granddad around the house because remember that one time that you were talking about Granddad or something, and the picture of him fell off the wall?
Yeah. And also, I have smelt Granddad as well. Mm-hmm. Not to say Granddad smelt. What I'm saying is, everybody's got the certain smells with the clothes and that. Only the other day, I said to your dad, I can smell me dad. I can smell Granddad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was, you said didn't you lose a pair of scissors one time? You know what I'm talking about? You lost a pair of scissors and you said, "Dad, like, help me find him," or something, and then
and also if lights don't work or anything, I'll say, "Come on, Dad." When I was putting up this, it was a Christmas light outside. So we tried everything to get it working. It was like a ball that you hang outside for Christmas. So I just said, "Come on, Dad, show me how to do this," and it came on like that. Yeah.
Well, that's funny you should say that, because like pretty soon after Granddad died, there was one night where my lamp wasn't working. And I kept trying to get it on and it wasn't coming on. And then, so I just gave up. And then the minute I got in the bed, the lamp turned on.
Yeah.
Becky says, "You're sensitives for sure," is what Becky said. And Alejandro said, "Have you guys experienced any paranormal activity stuff together, you and your mom?"
Together.
Only that spirit box thing we did in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But we've been on like ghost tours together and stuff.
Yes, we have, haven't we?
Yeah, we went to Eastern State Penitentiary, Lizzie Borden House.
Lizzie Borden House, yeah, that was a good one.
Alcatraz.
Stanley.
Queen Mary, the Stanley Hotel.
Yeah, we've done some good ones.
Yeah. I'm trying to think where else we've been. Savannah. We've done Savannah.
Another good ghost story as well actually involves my neighbour Joe here. They live in Connecticut. Years and years ago, I don't know what the road is, I know it's in Connecticut, by a churchyard. He's coming home one night from seeing, I think now his wife, and as he's going down the dark road by this churchyard, he sees a woman at the side of the road holding a little girl's hand, and they're both waving like this. And when he turned back to look, they'd gone. Well, their son, Joey, was actually friends with a guy who works for the Warrens, Lorraine Warren, and her husband at the time when he was alive, Ed Warren. And the Warrens came and interviewed him about this. It was a famous ghost hunting that actually happens on this road. But Joe didn't know that at the time. So he got interviewed by the Warrens.
Yeah. And Joanne Twemlow said, "Hi, I just woke up and saw your notification."
Oh, hi, Joe.
Joanne Twemlow told me that she took a house off the market and she's going to let us go do an investigation at her house when we go over there.
Yeah, I've seen them doing some work on it today on Facebook.
Somebody said, "That's amazing with the smell. My dad has an Old Spice smell and he visits me every now and then. Other people don't get the smell as my dad."
Yeah, no, I knew straight away. I mean, my dad now has been dead, 5 years, I think. And I wasn't even thinking about it. This was in the middle of the day, but then I just smelt my dad there. Yeah.
I sometimes smell like Auntie Owen. I don't like. She had a certain smell. It was like that soap, that Imperial leather soap.
Yeah.
Certain families are haunted. Mine are. Oh wow! I can smell my granddad's pipe and my mum's favorite candle.
Yeah.
Joanne Twemlow says, "How are you?"
Fine, Joe. Is she watching this now?
Yeah, she's watching it.
Oh. Well, just to let everybody know, Joe Twemlow in England and Dave, they're getting married supposed to be getting married in June, hopefully, with the coronavirus. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, let's hope everything clears up.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You can share experiences like that with your mom. A lot of parents wouldn't dare go ghost hunting with their kids. I mean, my mom.
I want to go with you and Connor one night.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we'll leave you alone.
Mom wants to go, like, get locked in some haunted basement somewhere.
Yeah, I'd love it.
But I don't know. I think of somewhere like really good. We could take you like somewhere really scary.
Yeah, well, it's always been my thing. I mean, as you know, I collect horror figures. I've got Chucky and all stuff like that. People out of films and Michael Myers, all the little figures and stuff.
I think
murder case books, all about different. I'm just warped like that.
Well, yeah, like somebody said that. I mean, the comment that was about a lot of people wouldn't dare go ghost hunting with their kids, but since I can remember, I've always heard like screaming on the telly because you've always had horror films on. Always, like my mum watches nothing but murder shows, horror films. Like that's it.
Yep, sure does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just hear a girl who's bloody screaming on the TV, getting murdered to death, and your mom is just sitting there watching it.
Oh, wait a minute, I've lost you.
She's frozen.
You're frozen.
Wait a minute.
All right, let's see here.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Might want to probably like refresh your video or something here.
Yeah. Get Asia down. Do this for me, will you?
Gary is a new subscriber to our channel, but looks forward to watching our other videos. Thank you so much for joining us, Gary. We can't wait for you to see our other videos on our channel. We got our episodes on here. In the meantime, we're just doing these live videos.
Mom, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I'm going to get Asia, get me back on. Hang on. Yeah, I can
Sure,
hear you.
sure.
Look, Mr. Bunny says, your mum is kind to the eyes.
I'm kind to the eyes.
Yeah.
Can you get me back on? I've lost.
Was it via the same link? Did you get through with the same link?
Yeah, we're on the same link, aren't we, Asia? India?
Yeah, do you want me to take you off and put you back in?
Can you do
Yeah,
it?
we'll just wave to us in the backstage. When
Are
you're
you,
ready.
are you restarting it? I think that's a yeah. Take her out.
All right, I think that we lost her here, guys.
She's coming back on.
Yeah.
And if you do have any questions for my mum, you can leave them in the chat, and then we'll read them to her when she. Oh, she's back. Is she back or is she still
No,
frozen?
she's still frozen. No, she's still frozen.
Oh, here she is.
No, she joined.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Oh, you're back. Okay. Kate says, I'm trying to figure out your accent, Claire. Are you from Yorkshire? My husband is from Manchester.
Stoke-on-Trent. I'm from, I don't know if you know Stoke-on-Trent, near Liverpool, Manchester, Birmingham, around about an hour away from those places. I come from where they make china, as in Royal Dalton, things like that, Port Miriam. They make china for the Queen. So a lot of the factories, though, of course, have closed down over the years. And I like to collect. The funny thing is, when we went back to England a couple of years ago, that's where I collect the Dalton ladies. So I go back to England to where they make them, and they've got none. They've sold out. And I said, what do you mean you've sold out? And it turns out the Americans are buying them all. So I said, oh, well, I'll just get one when I get back home then.
We have hold on. Mum is fun. Becky says, Mum is fun to hang out with. Guarantee. You have no idea what my mum is like when she's had a drink.
Yes, I embarrass you, don't I?
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
That is an understatement.
My two Indian Asia like to ignore me when I've had a couple of glasses of wine because I get into trouble.
Mackenzie says, I used to play Ouija board with my kids when they were young. What a mistake after the fact, but fun in the moment.
Yeah. Me and you have never actually done a Ouija board together.
No, because I don't really believe in Ouija boards.
No, I wouldn't do it now anyway.
No, I know you would. Because I know you wouldn't do a Ouija board, but we don't do Ouija boards. You know that.
Yeah, but I would like to go on a ghost hunt with you and Connor for definite. Yeah.
But do you think you get scared? I can't see you being scared.
I don't know. I don't suppose I would.
Like if you were on your own in a say you're in like a prison and you were on your own in like a haunted cell block where there was like the most vicious criminals, would you be scared in the dark?
Well, there isn't the most vicious criminals because we'd be there on our own. I mean, if I was in Alcatraz,
I don't mean like the most vicious criminals are there. I mean like where they were. We're talking like ghosts here. We're not talking real people.
No, I think I could handle it. I mean, till I'm in that situation, I don't know, because I know like that you and Connor would be around and about somewhere. But if you were talking about taking me on Alcatraz on my own and locking me in a cell and then leaving the island, now that would be a different thing.
But the thing that I'd be concerned about with you is you trip over in the dark because you don't have.
Well, yes, yeah. I'm well known for breaking bones. Well, that's usually when I've had a few drinks.
No, it's not. You broke your ankle when you broke your. Didn't you break your? No.
Yes, I broke my ankle.
Twice, right? Or just one time?
I broke my ankle, and then I fell over the same gate and broke the other foot.
And that's why you couldn't be left. You'd have to sit in a chair. I wouldn't let you walk around in the dark because I fall all the time in the dark.
Well, I don't know if you remember when we were actually on Alcatraz, when we were leaving. I don't know if you remember that. We were going back for the boat, and that old lady had fallen down and bashed all her face in. Can you remember that?
I can't remember that.
Yeah, as we came out of Alcatraz, she walked down the rocks and that, and she'd slipped, and they were trying to get somebody to her, and she bashed all the front of her face and all her nose and everything.
Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of places that you go to. It's like slippy and the floors are falling apart and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read some of the comments. I grew up talking with my mum about paranormal, going in graveyards. That's another thing we do a lot is when we go on holiday, we go to graveyards. Because I'm always asking, can we go to the graveyard?
Yeah, well, that's what I used to do. Like as a child, I used to go and stay with another auntie of mine. We were quite a big family. And they always used to give me the choice. Do you want to go to the park on the swings or do you want to go to the graveyard? And I would always choose the graveyard. And I would like to walk round and find the very old ones. And it used to fascinate me reading them. On the older ones from like the 17th, 16th century, you'd find a lot of younger people. Obviously, they died young and babies and that were buried there. But looking at these old gravestones, it used to fascinate me, think, well, who were these people? You know, what life did, you know, it's just interesting. It gets your mind working, thinking about these people. What life did they do?
Cassie says, my sister lived there for a year when she was an exchange student with university. She went to Keele University.
Oh, I got married at Keele University.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Small world.
Yeah. Small world.
Yeah.
Who's that, Cassie?
Yeah, somebody called Cassie.
Hey, Cassie. Yeah, I got married there.
Joe says, Claire is lots of fun, one of the best.
Joe Twemley. Yeah. Thank you, Joe.
Viva says you guys should bring her to the Anchorage. Yeah, we should bring. We're gonna bring everybody to the Anchorage. We're gonna have a huge party at the Anchorage.
What's the Anchorage?
It's at this building that Viva works at. Where it's, I can't tell you the exact history off the top of my head because I've had a drink, but it's supposed to be haunted. It's in Ohio. It's in Marietta, Ohio.
So how many drinks have you had?
A drink. Joe said, I was very nervous when I did the board, but it was brilliant. One was at a haunted pub and one at a friend's house. As long as you shut it down properly, it's fine.
Me and Joe Twemlow went to see Derek Akora.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah.
Who recently passed away, the late Derek Akora. Viva says, India, your mum is so metal.
What does that mean, metal?
Like you're like hardcore.
Ah.
Mackenzie says, I had to live with something mean in an apartment from doing a Ouija board. After over 10 years, I moved halfway across the country and left that thing far behind.
Yeah. Ouija boards are bad news because if you don't get rid of the spirits, right, they follow you and you don't get rid of them.
Sorry, I was just talking to my aunt. My aunt actually has some really, really scary ghost stories, and she wants to tell them here sometime this week.
Okay.
She grew up in a haunted house in Indiana, and they would have stuff. My mom just told me they had some stuff removed from the dresser positions in a certain way, and they woke up at the end of the bed in the morning. It was exactly positioned how it was in the dresser at the end of the bed. So they have a lot of scary stories that she wants to tell later on this week. Actually, about her having her stories when she was growing up.
Viewer says the Anchorage, 160 years old, many deaths in the building, beautiful Victorian Italian sandstone mansion. I think from what I remember, at one point it was a nursing home, so lots of people die in the Anchorage.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Ohio.
Oh, okay.
So we'd have to. I think it's 8 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody have any questions for my mom about anything?
Spooky related? Yeah, Becky, I would like to bring my aunt on when tonight's a little too late for her, too short notice for her to jump on here and discuss her ghost stories.
I don't know if I read this comment already. Sonia says, love going to graveyards, what an interesting life you have had.
Yes. It's just fascinating. We've been to graveyards, me and you and Asia, haven't we?
You just call me
Indian. Indian, I mean. I wish you pair would change your name. Even when we've been places, me and your dad. I don't know if people here know. I bet they do. Laura Ashley.
Yeah.
the designer. I got your dad once to take me to Laura Ashley's grave.
Yeah, we went to. I'm trying to think what graveyards we've been to. We went to Lizzie Borden's grave.
We went to Lizzie Borden's grave, and we also saw. Well, they're all together. Lizzie Borden, a sister, a father, and a mother that they murdered. They were all there. Can you remember?
Yeah.
They're all buried the same place.
Yeah, because when we went on that trip, we actually went to in Boston. We went to some old graveyards.
Yeah.
Wait
a minute, I've got my finger in the way. That's it.
If someone asks how many drinks you have had, the reply should always be the one glass. Reason being is you use the same glass all night. It doesn't matter how many times it's been filled.
Ah, so that's going to be my excuse from now on.
You shouldn't have told her that. You really should not have told her that.
The usual question to me is, how many bottles have you had? No, how many glasses have you had?
Beaver wants to know what's a dream place you'd like to ghost hunt at.
Me?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. I would love to go the Warrens Museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mum talks about that all the time. You want to go see Annabelle, don't you?
Annabelle, yeah. Lorraine and Ed Warren's Museum. That would be my dream. And like I say, we know somebody who worked with them.
Mm-hmm.
And we in India, we actually own bracelets, don't we? Am I echoing? I can hear myself echoing.
You shouldn't be.
I don't think you're echoing. I don't hear it.
We own bracelets made of Lorraine Warren's costume jewellery that her daughter has made. And in fact, I've seen it tonight on Facebook. She's reselling them again.
I saw it as well.
Yeah, and all the proceeds go to animals and things like that.
Joe says, I was walking the dog in Cheadle graveyard and a spirit moaned in my ear. I promptly left as it did freak me out.
What's Claire's scariest paranormal experience in a graveyard?
I don't think you've ever had a paranormal experience in a graveyard.
Not in a graveyard, no.
They still
make bone china? Question mark.
Do they still make china? Bone china, yeah.
The question is, they still make bone china?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Fine china is called bone china.
Not like actual bones. I don't know if you.
No, not actual bones.
Yeah.
Fine china.
Mm-hmm.
The best china you can buy, cups and saucers, is called bone china. It doesn't mean it's made out of bones. It's made out of pottery.
Is there somewhere from your personal past that you would like to go back to?
Me?
Yeah.
Would
you go back to the castle?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
You remember exactly the spot where it was at, right? You saw that?
It's called Pomeroy Castle.
He's asking, like, in the castle, would you be able to pick out where it was that you said?
Oh, yes. If the towers are still standing, there's, I think, 2 towers. So it's either one or the other. Yeah. The spiral staircase. But the whole thing itself is ruins. The towers are still standing.
Kate says, Claire, do you believe in seeing robins, a feather, or a penny as a sign of a ghost?
Well, a neighbour believes in that. I think it's, if you see a penny, it's supposed to be from the dead, isn't it? It's from a loved one that's passed.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think I do.
Claire, did you experience any paranormal stuff during your childhood, and how did you cope with the fact that it's real?
Yeah, well, the castle was when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get scared and stuff like that, but I used to like it as well. I used to get a kick out of being scared. It's like when we used to watch scary programs. There's one in England it's called Doctor Who, and we used to say it was good because everybody would watch it. Kids would watch it from round the sofa. You wanted to hide, but you couldn't take your eyes off it. You'd still hide behind the sofa, but you'd still be watching it peeping round. So it's the same thing. You get scared, but you get a thrill out of it.
Mackenzie has a question about: have you ever been skeptical about ghosts, or do you think that you full on believe in ghosts? Since you said you've seen one.
Definitely, yeah. Oh yeah, there's definitely something there. Definitely. Another strange experience I had as well. Now, my mum died in 1988, which is a long time ago. Now, I'd be, 20 or something, 1920 when she died. And I go years and years. I know it sounds awful, but, I go years, a long time, don't even think anything about my mum because she's been dead so long. And then my dad died 3 or 4 years ago. And I was upstairs watching TV with your dad on the landing upstairs. And I must have fallen asleep because it was just before your granddad died. In fact, he died within a few hours. And I must have fallen asleep. And it seems like my mum walked towards me, came out from where the TV was, walked towards me, and she was wearing clothes I'd even forgot about that she used to wear, which was a red jumper, sweater, and like a plaid skirt, a tartan skirt. And she walked towards me, and she was just about to talk to me, and then your dad woke me up and said, "Come on, Claire, it's time to go to bed." And I still think today that she came to tell me, "Don't worry, your dad's going to be okay." And then Dad passed away.
Mm-hmm.
But Uncle Mark said he was there, which is my brother. He was there when Granddad died. He was in a lot of pain, but when he actually passed, a big smile came on his face, like he knew somebody was coming to get him, like people, his parents or my mum, or come to greet him as he's departing the earth. So yes, there's definitely something.
Yeah. Because I also had a dream, didn't I, about Granddad?
Yeah.
Where I said I heard a woman's voice, but I never met your mum. But I heard a woman's voice off camera telling Granddad that they had to go, and we think that was her.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So I do believe when you die that somebody does come down to meet you who've passed.
Yeah.
Years before, your parents or whoever.
Mr. Bunny says, my dad went to go check out the Amityville house there in Long Island, but I heard nothing goes on there anymore.
Huh.
Yeah, well, again.
We have so many connections to all these creepy things.
Yeah, well, we know somebody, don't we, Indian, that used to babysit there.
Yeah.
They don't live here now. They live in Charleston. She used to babysit there. Not obviously for the family that it happened to, but about 2 families on, she used to babysit for their children, and she never saw anything happen, but she was so scared she used to make the children stay up with her, the eldest one, till the people come home because she didn't want to be downstairs on her own. But
what?
She has got a couple of photographs I've seen on her phone of inside the Amityville house that she took in the kitchen and that. But what they've done, the windows that you see on the film that look like eyes, they've changed those now. I've got a picture of it that they sent me, and they're now square to try and stop tourists. And police patrol that street to keep people away, because people were taking like pieces of garden fence and as souvenirs. But again, I would love to go. But the girl I'm talking about, her mum and dad still live in that street opposite the Amityville house.
Gary says she was going to tell you not to worry and that they were waiting for him on the other side.
Yeah.
And Sonia says, my mum also smiled and giggled just before she passed.
Yeah.
Hey, Polly.
Polly is in the chat. Hello, Polly. Polly is, Paranormal Quest, David?
Yeah.
It's his mum, and she's the one who, that shadow figure that I sent you?
Oh, yeah.
She took that picture.
Hi, Polly.
Becky wants to know, how long have you been with your husband?
Too long. No, we've been married. It'll be 24 years this year in August. We've been together 26 years, been married 24 nearly.
24 too long.
Yeah.
And this is the last year.
And this is the last year, yeah.
The Pyramid Hotel in Vegas is haunted. Would you stay there? I think they're talking about the Luxor. We've been there.
Yeah. Yes, I would. Yes,
Yeah.
we've been, and yes, I would.
We didn't stay there, but we went to see oh no,
Is that
that
what-
wasn't there.
I think
No,
a
that
lot
wasn't
of
the-
people
Where
don't
did we see
realize-
the bodies exhibition?
No, wasn't Chris Angel at the Luxor?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to go because there was a whole thing about him walking up the side of it. Yeah, we went to go see Chris Angel there.
There's a lot of places downtown on Fremont Street, the main street where people walk. They're actually haunted, like the what do you call it? The Binions Casino. That's actually haunted too. I actually did investigation on the 3rd floor of that place, of that casino. I think it's the 3rd floor. Long time ago. There's a lot of haunted places in Las Vegas.
Where's that? Oh, downtown Las Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the Fremont Street Binions Casino.
Yeah.
It's one of the main ones, and I got to do a paranormal investigation there, like in 2013, 2014. I did on the 3rd floor. I think it was the 3rd floor. They had it closed off, and then they just redid the floor. Now it's open now, but supposedly, I guess, like gangsters or whatever use those floors for like secret rooms or something.
Ah.
Yeah.
Becky says Chris Angel is hot. Does he enjoy the paranormal too? I think she's talking about does Dad enjoy the paranormal?
Dad?
Yeah.
Ian? Somebody wants to know, do you enjoy the paranormal? Yes.
No, he doesn't.
Yes.
Do you want to come say hello?
Yeah.
Dad doesn't believe in any of it.
Let's see.
Hey, he does read in the books.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
do you
believes in
wanna
UFOs.
Mhm.
Ian? He's coming to say hello, I think. People want to see what you look like and how long we've been. Joanne Twemlow's on you. Yeah, I'll sit down. There you go.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey, Connor.
Dad, do you believe in the paranormal?
Can't hear what you're saying
Do you
because,
believe in the paranormal?
well, that's a huge question, isn't it? I mean,
Ask him
some
if he believes in
aspects
aliens.
of
She said, do you believe in aliens?
yes, but I'm not sure we're being visited by them. There are definitely space is far too big for there not to be any more life out there. So there's definitely, I mean, it's a mathematical almost a certainty that there's aliens, but they have to found a way to
Sit down, enjoy the chat.
if they're coming here to be bending space. Otherwise, the time that it would take to get here would just be way too long. So I think when I was your age, I believe we were being visited by flying saucers, but now I'm more skeptical. But if someone can show me, where these wormholes are that bend space, then I'll think about it.
That was a very long answer. If anybody has any questions for my dad, leave them in the comments. Hold on. Asia said, if I was a ghost, I'd haunt in luxury on the top floor of the Vegas Cosmo. Me too, girl.
oh my god. Everyone's saying hi, Ian.
Everybody's saying hi to you. Give everybody a wave.
Hello. Hello.
Have to get the girls to bed. Thanks, nice conversation. Bye, Sally. Thanks for coming on.
Bye, Sally.
Joe says hi, Ian.
Joanne Twemlow says hi.
She's got herself
Hi,
a
Joe.
handsome one.
How's it going? Have
Did
you
you
told
hear
them
that
all
one?
about the ghosts in your house?
Dad, can you hear Dad?
Hold on,
He said,
Mum.
he's,
Somebody said she's got herself a handsome one.
oh. Who are we talking about? The dog or Ian?
What did I say?
Listen, Dad said, as Joe Twemlow told people about her haunted house, she's got a tunnel that she lives in a very, very
hold
old
on.
cottage.
Before you say that, she did just leave a comment saying, "Did any of you feel my house was haunted?"
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, because I remember sleeping over there with Liv in the computer room, and I was terrified.
Yeah. Well, they have a bless you.
No, I dropped my phone.
Oh, I thought you
Alright.
thought you got coronavirus there.
No, no.
She has a tunnel that's it's so cold she doesn't need a fridge. She can keep cheese and meats and everything in the tunnel, and it's very, very old cottage with the latch doors and everything, low ceilings with beams, and I think the tunnel used to go to. She might correct me on this, but used to go to a what was it?
Did I go to
A church or
a
a church or a monastery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but she's seen women there, men there. She's seen all sorts.
Yeah, I want Joe on a live stream because she can tell some good stories. I'm
yes,
sure.
I mean, one day she was doing some ironing, and Alex was sitting in front of her watching the TV, and he turned around to talk to Joe, and he stopped dead in his tracks, and Joe said, "What was wrong?" And there was a woman standing behind her in very old clothes, old style clothes, while she was doing the ironing. That would be a brilliant place to do an investigation. But of course, you'd have to go back to England.
We can, so we're going to when we can get over there.
Yeah, you need your passports.
Yeah, I know. Jessica says your parents are adorable.
Thank you, Jessica.
Sonia says, "What is that noise? The squeaking? That is their dog Bella. She has this hedgehog, but she never stops squeaking, and it's so."
Oh yeah, that's Bella's hedgehog. She's got it in her mouth, Luke.
She does not let that go, guys. Just so you know.
Yeah. That's her baby.
Yeah.
Let's see. When my mum died the next night in my dream, we met and talked. It was strange. She knew I couldn't watch her die, but I told her to go to her mum. And by the way, the pillow has moved. The pillow. Is everybody talking about this pillow? I don't think it has.
Benji might have moved. I'm not really sure. As you can tell, he's creeping behind us, but I don't think he's moved the pillow. But
I don't think Benji's moved because I've been watching him.
Yeah,
I
don't think he hasn't moved at all.
Hello, Paranormal Pursuit. Thanks for joining us.
Hey guys.
Alejandro says your dad looks like a detective. Is he? And he looks like a chef from my university.
Did you know that?
No.
Can you hear?
I saw something about a chef.
Because you look like a detective, but you also look like a chef from her university. What's it say on you?
No, it's nothing.
It says they like a laugh.
Do you want to know what your shirt says?
Yeah, they want to know what your shirt says.
The shirt says me and me mum and me dad and me gran and a bucket of
Vindaloo.
Thank you for finishing my sentence, darling.
You're welcome, darling.
Somebody said beautiful parents. Everybody's just complimenting you tonight. Everybody's like, oh, beautiful mum, beautiful dad.
Yeah, I'm very pleasant on the eyes, was I?
Yeah, somebody said you were very easy on the eyes.
That was it, yeah.
Mr. Bunny says Doctor Who was scary. I just remember the talk of the Daleks.
Oh, yeah. Ian is a massive fan from childhood of Doctor Who. He collects all the jigsaws, the figures, the original ones. Huge Doctor Who fan. He's got loads of T-shirts, everything to do with Doctor Who.
They're not scary now.
No.
I don't know whether it's because people are more familiar with that sort of thing. But I tend to think also the fact that it was in black and white originally helped it.
Yeah, when we were young.
More scary. And
the Daleks were the best.
And the Cybermen
just hold this
and
a
the
minute. I've got to move it.
Were definitely hide behind the couch job.
I've got to move my pillow.
Hold on. Gary, what are your go-to paranormal channels? The only paranormal channel that we really watch, well, I guess two. One is The Haunted Side, and the other one is Paranormal Quest. So that's.
And those are only YouTube shows.
Yeah. Just to answer your question. Mum's dog's adorable. Yeah, she. God, she's adorable, but she's.
Don't let Bella fool you guys. Okay?
No, she's
got a halo, but she has horns hidden underneath that black hair.
She's crazy. She is one crazy puppy. She looks so cute, but she's not.
See her face?
Yeah, she's got the hedgehog in her mouth.
Yeah.
What is vindaloo? Somebody wants to know. Vindaloo is
Curry.
a curry.
Very, very hot
my
curry.
aunt just commented.
Have you left the chat, Ian?
Tell them it's a song.
Huh?
Carol says, "Wait, I just got on. Who's the Doctor Who fan?" My dad is
Yeah.
a Doctor Who fan.
Yeah, my aunt Carol likes that too.
Yeah, so the words on this shirt then about Vindaloo, it's a song. It's a pop song that football fans sing in England. So that's soccer fans for those of you in the US.
But Vindaloo is a curry.
But Vindaloo, yes,
Yeah.
it's one of the hottest of the Indian curries.
That's what Connor always gets when we go for an Indian.
I love hot curry.
Viva says, "Your parents need their own TV show. They are so cute." Somebody says they're so good looking. Defo like your mum.
Oh my God, Lucky, we need our own TV show.
Viva says Weeping Angels are the worst. Yeah, they are the worst.
You liked them, didn't you, the Weeping Angels?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were
he
good.
was a Weeping Angels fan. So what type
The
of
horns are
show?
holding the halo up.
What type of show do me and Ian need to do then? A comedy.
Comedy.
What? Everybody comment what you think. What type of show my parents should do?
Ghost hunting or comedy or what?
I think it would be comedy if you went ghost hunting.
Yeah, be about both, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Fancy doing a ghost hunting show?
Maybe.
What about comedy?
What does Sam say?
No, comedy is difficult.
You do not realise you're talking to loads of different countries here.
Well, I know. That's why I'm saying comedy is difficult. I mean, comedy doesn't.
Paranormal
translate
comedy.
Everybody's saying
easily.
paranormal comedy.
Haunted
Paranormal comedy. They want us to.
Paranormal comedy.
Yeah, they want
I'm
us
just
to
trying
do
to think
paranormal
if
comedy.
anyone's already done that.
I don't think so.
A comedy ghost hunt.
Yeah,
But it would
well,
be funny just because it would be serious. Like you weren't trying to be funny. That's why it would be funny.
yeah. Well, you know me and your dad, we're always up for a good laugh anyway. Everybody thinks we're nuts.
Maybe we should all just go to a haunted place and Andy and I will split up and you guys split up and we'll give you guys some cameras and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
By
Would
the
you be
way,
able-
it's late. Your mum and dad getting tired. It's GMT time. I think they think you're in England.
No, we're in America,
Yeah,
South Carolina.
they live in America too. Sherry says, "How to stay married 24 years."
How have we stayed married 24
I
years?
just do what she tells me.
Yeah, he does what he's told.
Oh man, do I have to do what you tell me?
I mean, Connor's gonna learn that he has to do what I tell him.
Yeah, we've been
Oh,
married.
man.
Yeah,
Hey,
next
everyone's
year
got
will
a
be
great
our
idea.
silver wedding.
Huh?
Next year will be our silver wedding.
Have a wedding?
Silver wedding.
Silver wedding on
wedding.
next year.
Anniversary.
25 years, yeah.
Gary says, "I am Northwest England."
Northwest,
Everybody likes my idea of leaving you guys alone.
Northwest England. Is that Lancashire?
Cumbria?
Cumbria?
24 years of love trained him well.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Wait, can Dad hear us or no?
Can you hear it? Can you hear Ian?
Some of it.
Yeah, hang on, I'll give him the headphones. They want to ask you something. Wait a minute.
Gary's like, Connor will learn it soon.
Gary says he's in Lancashire, by the way.
All right.
So if anybody has any questions for my dad, let us know. But Dad, what have you ever seen a ghost?
No, I don't think I have.
Have you ever had any sort of weird experience?
Weird experience.
UFO
wait,
or
hang on. I think I had. We did, didn't we? One night we were driving back from somewhere in Stoke, and we went down the road from Forsbrook to Cheadle. And down that road, there's a small cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
And just past the cemetery, there was a bend, and there's no street lights. It's a quiet road. It's very, very dark out there, and just as I was approaching a bend, a guy appeared walking around the bend, and I'm thinking, what idiot walking here at night in the complete dark? He hasn't got a torch or anything. He's just, asking for trouble. And I swerved out to avoid him. And then when I looked in the mirror as we went past, couldn't see him. And Joe Twemlow told us subsequently that actually this guy is a spirit, and he's been seen several times walking down this road. So I actually may have seen a ghost.
Yeah, well, we all saw him though, because we were all
Yes,
in the
you did.
car.
Yeah.
That was, I think we were coming back from Grandad's.
Yeah,
when that
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Bye, Viva. Thank
Bye,
you.
Viva. Thanks for coming on. Joe says, I remember that story to this day. I don't like driving through there at night. Becky says, oh, you saw a spirit, Dad. I don't know. Wasn't he wearing like kind of farmer's clothing, if I remember right?
I was concentrating on my driving, not what he was wearing.
I think he was. I think he was wearing like old farmer's clothing.
No, your mum would notice that sort of thing more than me.
Rachel wants to know, or Rochelle, I think it's Rochelle, is England more haunted than America?
Oh, of course it is. It's much older. There's a lot more history there, a lot of older buildings and that. And so I think, one of the theories about ghosts is that they're residual energy coming out of the, it's like a video playback from some of these old places. Well, obviously, the more old places that you have, the more scope there is for storing. These memories.
Kate wants to know, do you like Robbie Williams?
Glasses.
No, not my cup of tea. Your mum likes him.
Who?
Robbie Williams.
Oh yeah.
Robbie's from
my glasses.
He's the most famous person come out of Stoke.
Well, no, I would dispute that because Slash from Guns N' Roses is from Stoke.
Robbie Williams.
I would say he's probably more internationally known than Robbie Williams. And then Lemmy from Motorhead is also a Stokey, and or was a Stokey. God rest his soul. And he's also very, very well known. So I would think Slash is probably the most famous Stokey of all.
And that's
yes, that guy that you.
Oh, I'll tell you who else is a famous Stokey. Although probably a lot of people don't know him by name. The captain of the Titanic was.
Oh yeah, Captain.
Oh yes, Captain Smith.
John Smith, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you want to give Mum the earphones back then?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Becky says, "Hey, Mum, can get glass of wine now." You can't have wine, can you? Because you're on your painkillers.
No, I'm on strong painkillers. I've had.
Yep, there it is. You don't turn your phone around. Leave it how it is. Mum, turn it back, please.
I know.
Yeah.
So no, I'm on strong painkillers at the minute. I'm not allowed to drink. Otherwise, I would be having a glass of wine.
Gary, it also works in America. You have the Native American burial sites that are a large part of the hauntings. Yeah, I think it's just that England has a longer history and we've got stuff like castles and stuff that you can't get in America.
Yeah, I mean, some of the Tudor houses and that date back to like 15, 14, 13, even 12th century.
I mean, when we were doing when we actually filmed The Haunting at the Octagon Mansion, we actually ate in an old log cabin from the 1600s.
Yeah, but that's very rare to find that.
I know, that was actually really cool though. That's probably the oldest place I've ever been into.
And he just said, "This is your most chaotic stream by a long shot." Becky says, "I will have a glass for you."
Can you remember when one of your comments were when I said, but it was under your dad's name, that I was so proud of you?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody said, what did they say? something about Asia's name, and I said, yes,
You
she's
wanted
got.
to know how I got how
that's
I
it.
got my name.
And I said, well, she's got a sister named Asia, and somebody said, yeah, that would be great if it was true.
Yeah.
Well, it is true. India and Asia.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, this is nice having a chat with everybody, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saying I'm lying here incapacitated, I can have a chat with half the countries.
Do you think history is more of an essential component to a haunting? I mean, if you've got more people that have died somewhere, then you're probably going to have more ghosts. I don't think it means necessarily that the ghosts are going to be stronger or anything.
I think it really depends too, because you can go to a place that's like super old and there's a lot of murders there, but you may not get any paranormal activity whatsoever. You know, I think there's some element that drives paranormal activity in certain locations.
I know. I'll tell you what I think about when they say that in some places that are haunted, that somebody used to frequent, like, let's say, a theatre a lot, and they haunt this place. I don't believe in that. If the person died there or something, yes, but not, they went twice to a theatre and then, oh, this person haunts the place. I don't believe in that.
So you think ghosts are just where somebody dies?
Yes, I think. Yes, unless they were there all the time, not like they visited. So, because you hear sometimes, oh well, such a body came here a lot, and it's them that are haunting it. Well, why would they haunt it? It's not where they died or anything like that.
Yeah, but I think the theory is that people, like, why would they haunt where they died? Like, they would haunt either their house or wherever they liked being, because why would you want to be where you died?
Well, I suppose, yeah, if they, somewhere that's got a lot of what draws into it, but I don't know. I'm more graveyards, yeah, because they're there and stuff like that. But no, I'm not sure. I went Walmart twice, so I'm going all the place.
I don't think anybody wants to go to Walmart.
Let's haunt Walmart.
Well, you'd have to pay me, get me in there anyway. So
yeah, I think it has something to do with maybe some memories. Places that we cherished before too.
Tell you what, I always got a creepy feeling. And I was really young, so I don't know why I remember this, but I was so young that I probably didn't really even know that much about ghosts or anything. But when we used to go to Uncle Arthur's house, and I used to look up the stairs, and it was like, I remember it being dark up there and just getting this feeling like something was watching me from up the stairs.
Asia.
Yes, well, that's a funny story.
But
Uncle Arthur didn't really clean his house very good. Yeah. I don't know if Connor knows the story. And we went one day and he said, there's a spider, a big spider that keeps coming back. Huh?
I'm not going if there's a spider. This story has spiders.
No, well, listen, he said there's a big spider. I said, where? He said, there, it's on the floor. So what he'd done, he said this spider was in the same place every day. So he put a pen mark around where the spider was. And my dad said, it's dead. He said, no, it's not dead. He said, it is. He said, this spider goes off every night. It comes back to the exact same spot. So, of course, my dad went and picked it up, and it was one dried out dead spider. But he was convinced this bloody spider was walking around his house at night and going back to the exact same spot. Oh, God. So that's what I say. I come from a mad family.
Your aunt says no spiders.
Yeah, no spiders indeed. My Aunt Carol's right.
Yeah, it was a big spider as well, but it was dead.
I like how somebody gave an angry react. I don't know why. Why did we get an angry react?
About spiders.
Mackenzie says, if a loved one that passed and can travel to various places to see family members, couldn't the ghosts that haunt the asylums and stuff go wherever they please to? I think the whole thing is, though, we don't know how it works. Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think...
I suppose, yeah, but I don't know what I think about that. I'm thinking, why would you go there? Why wouldn't you go to, like, somebody's house or some family member or, something that meant a lot more to you?
I don't think ghosts are necessarily
No.
have boundaries of limitations to be bounded to some place. I think spirits can go wherever they please. I think we all talk about like them being bounded because maybe they died there. Like those are some theories to throw on too. But maybe they don't have boundaries to be stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
Becky wants to know if you believe in the stone tape theory. Do you know what that is?
No. What's that?
It's basically the theory that if an event happens that is so powerful or it happens a lot that a building can kind of record it and then play it back.
It's kind of like the ghost you saw in a sense.
Yeah.
Like,
I
as
don't know
in,
if I
it doesn't
believe-
know that you're there, it's just playing it over and over again.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I do or not. I can't make my mind up. All I know is there is such things as ghosts. That's all I can say. Like, yeah, I think she means like I think you call it a residual energy,
Yeah, a residual.
where it keeps replaying if something tragic happens.
Yeah. So if somebody gets murdered in a house, the emotions get trapped from that murder inside the home, and then those events get like say somebody who did it talks about a chilling scream that this woman did. Then someone goes in there and paranormal investigates and captures a woman screaming that resembles.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It happened there.
Yeah.
It's not like they visited the place and then they died somewhere else. But if they got murdered there, then they would, in my opinion, they do haunt them places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Jo says she believes in that.
What time is it where Jo is? It's got to be about
Probably like 2:16 in the morning.
Why isn't she in bed asleep?
I think she said she woke up and then saw that you were on.
Oh, so we were on.
Yeah. All right. Does anybody have any last questions? We're gonna start wrapping this up here. Anybody have any questions? Get them in now, or forever hold your peace.
Well, it was fun talking to everybody.
What kind of haunted place would you like to see Claire in alone?
Yeah. Where would you like to see Mum?
A jail, a basement, a sanitarium. What do you guys want to see her in?
Oh, that's a question for them. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of interesting to see what kind of stuff that people want to see you in. About ghost dinosaurs? Oh, heck yeah. Ghost dinosaurs. That's all I saw. Thinks about this dude, dinosaurs not having a purpose.
Oh, well, you're a big fan of dinosaurs, aren't you?
Oh, heck yeah, I am. Ghost dinosaurs would take. It'd be interesting if there was ghost dinosaurs.
Oh my God.
You'd get like an EVP of a roar.
I don't think anybody's ever seen a ghost dinosaur, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
Kate says, I want to see my mum, but I'm afraid, even though I have seen loads of others. And is this why? Because she knows I haven't let her.
She knows I haven't left.
Left her? I don't know.
Yeah.
Has a mum passed?
What?
Has a mum passed?
Yeah, I think so.
Somebody said
Ed and Warren's museum they want to see you in.
a dungeon, Jessica's house.
Carrie said, I want to see you in a dungeon. Sorry, Claire.
What, locked up for good? So I can never get out?
Sanitarium. Jessica said you can come to her house. Bye, Becky.
Bye, Becky.
Thanks
for joining
An
us. and talking.
asylum.
Bye.
Yeah. At Lorraine and Warren's house. Hey, if that's possible, shoot, that'd be sweet.
I know where you would like to go on a ghost hunt, but it would never happen.
Where?
The Biltmore house.
Oh, yeah. I told you, I think I've got connections to there.
Yeah. Mum has a doppelganger who is it? Cornelia
Vanderbilt. Looked exactly like me on a picture, didn't she? It was in fact you two that found it, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
When we went to the Biltmore house.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I've got a strong connection there. That would be great to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're a vampire, you just don't know it. You've lived through the pictures.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the fangs. I got the fangs.
Vampire fangs.
Oh, God.
Only for the experience, Claire.
Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up because we've been on for almost an hour and a half now. So thank you everybody for tuning in.
Thank you guys. I've enjoyed
it.
it.
Fun. I think Mum had a good time.
Yeah.
You guys got to know what
Can't
got
wait for
India,
the next one.
You guys got to know what got India into the paranormal now.
Where I get my
Spookiness.
stuff from. So yeah.
Oh, and by the way, India and Connor, the
What?
t-shirts that we bought off you are on the way.
Okay. Oh yeah, if anybody wants to get any paranormal encounters,
Some merchandise, yeah.
you can do it. There's a link on our channel.
Yeah,
Or you can
Asia.
put the tab.
Me and your dad I've had a t-shirt, your dad's had a sweatshirt. I've had some socks, and I think Asia had a t-shirt as well, and they're all on the way now.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
heck
taking
yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for supporting our channel.
You're welcome anytime. Oh, bye, Joe. Bye, Joe.
So okay, well, thanks for coming on, and next time you see my mom, she'll probably be in a dungeon
With a glass of wine.
No, not with a glass of wine.
No wine. With
All
a
right.
night vision camera and by yourself.
Hold on. One last comment before we go. Mr. Bunny says, I love to watch Midsummer Murders. I think I've seen most of them. I like too many British shows. Are You Being Served? Keeping Up Appearances. I grew up watching that.
Oh, yes.
Mom, you always say you want to live in Midsummer Murders Village.
I've always said that, yeah, in a little thatched cottage.
Oh my God.
Hold on a second. Thank you very much, Cassie, for the super chat.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was very, very generous of you. We really, really do appreciate that. Thank you.
That was very nice of you. Thank you.
Yeah, continue what you were saying.
Yes, I've always said if we move back to England, I'd like to buy a cottage in one of the villages, where they film Midsummer Murders, in a thatched cottage. But Ian says, why would we do that? Because we'll end up getting murdered.
Oh my God.
We like keeping up appearances.
Yeah, hyacinth bouquet.
Yeah.
Or bucket.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll let you go.
All right. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye. Traduck.
Traduck.
Tra.
Bye, Joe. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You guys have a good night.
She's gone.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this live stream, everybody. I hope you guys have a good week. This has been fun getting to know India's family here. Maybe this week we'll, what?
It's just the way you said that.
What, just the ghost stories here. Maybe my aunt will get on this live stream this week and we can hear some of her spooky stories of this house that she grew up in. She's told me some stories that are pretty scary, so maybe we can hear what she has to say. Oh, I don't know all the stories, so it'll be the first time for myself as well. So, all right, you guys have a fantastic week, and we will talk to you guys all soon.
Bye.
Bye.